Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the sixth edition of Caribbean Link. Tonight we are presenting the first black box, the Artist Talk. Presenting is Elvis Lopez, Director of Atelier 89 and co-founder of Caribbean Link, and Catherine, Operation Communications of Fresh Milk. Elvis?
Hello, good evening. Welcome to our talks in the Black Box at the sixth edition of the Caribbean Links 2022. For me, it's a pleasure to introduce to you all the people here tonight, especially our curator, Sofia Olascoaga from Mexico, Ethan Hauke, the writer from Barbados, and I'm saying it wrong? It's the Bahamas? Okay, are we on? Or we were just testing? We are live? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm starting again. Okay, good evening and welcome again. And I'm going to talk tonight about my work, but first I want to say thanks to all the people here and all the people who made the Caribbean Link possible. And I would like to say a great hello to Fehoseli American, Claudio Arnel from St. Martin, Taisha Carrington from Barbados, Romelina Bernardo from Aruba, Justin Rainier Cruz from Aruba, the Netherlands, John Reno Jackson from the Cayman Islands, and Sarabel Santos Negron from Puerto Rico, Samuel Sarmiento, Aruba, Venezuela, and Belisa Trupe from Guadeloupe. Of course, for us, it's a pleasure to have you all here, and especially the curator, Sofia Olascoaga from Mexico, and the writer, Ethan Knowles from the Bahamas, and of course, our friends watching us in Barbados, Holly Bainu in St. Vincent, and Annalie Holly in Barbados, and all the people of the Caribbean watching us at this moment. For me, it's a pleasure to start tonight the Caribbean Link 6, and hopefully we will have you every night here watching us and seeing all the beautiful work that all these artists are bringing to Aruba and sharing with us in this beautiful project. So I'm starting to talk about that and go and trying to start to talk about my own work. As you have seen, this project has been going on for 2006 until now, 16 years long. And in that 16 years, we were trying to renovate and innovate our own institution. And one of the projects was Caribbean Links. And together with the others I already met, we started the Caribbean Links as our major project. But we stayed as an experimental art school where we give foreigners as locals to study art here, or to just come in residency and stay with us and make beautiful work here and make the presentations in our main halls. Atelier has one of the biggest halls on the island, and there is where we present all our artworks and all our shows. Last year, we have this wonderful show called Pan, and we sent it out last year during the internet transmission of the Caribbean Link online. And then we showed also the presentation of Pan. It's a great project, and we went with it to Mykonos Biennial. So it was a great happening on the island at that moment, with a lot of people coming and watching it. And for us, it was a great success. But now we are working on this one, and we hope that we'll go to a larger success than last year with your work. So I hopefully you will feel comfortable, and you will feel comfortable in the spaces you're going to work in. And then we will see how much and how beautiful our new show is going to be. So Atelier is 16 years old now, and we have said hello to Margriet Kruiver and Gerrit van der Hout from Amsterdam, Holland, who has always supported us as much as they can. And then, of course, to ask to the Mondrian each year, or each 2 years now, for them to keep supporting this beautiful project. And without them, it would has been made possible also to make the Caribbean Link possible. And of course, we will say thank you so much to the Vrienden Loterij Foundation in Holland, Jolan van Alpen. Thank you so much for letting this be possible, a beautiful project, the Caribbean Link. And As I say, let's make it big and let's make it happy because you are on a happy island and it's called Aruba. Thank you so much for that. So I continue now to my work. If I can't see it work well, I will show you one of my first works in hundreds of years that I'm living, of course, and I can see as usual. So I have to do whatever Adriana doesn't say me to do. So in 1997, I'm invited to the biennial of Lima, Peru, and that was one of the greatest biennial I went to. And for that biennial, I decided to make this installation of butterflies. And I'm starting with this because it was when I was making large works that I even didn't know why at that time and how come. But this presentation had like 86 butterfly, and one of them is going on all the time and looking like it's flying around in this square. And I had 4 televisions, and on each end, and then I will sing this child song about this butterfly flying in my garden, and I'm looking for it, and I'm looking for it, and I can never find it. And that's what I'm looking for my whole life, my own truth, my own self, and all of you are part of this own truth and own self right now. So this was a huge beginning for me in Lima. This work went to the Biennial of Badajoz in Spain, and it was later in in Germany and in Holland, and it brought me a large success. Next, I will show you a work I made here, and I love these works I made here because I made them for the show I was organizing myself here at the ateliers. And this thing is too small. I don't know who made it that small for me, but I can still read it. But I'm coming up to it, don't worry. Nope, not. So on any one of them. And here I am with this one. At a certain moment, I was thinking of making my own storyline to come up with new works, and I made the She-Devil presentation, and then with the She-Devil, I created in that storyline artworks, and this is one of the She-Devil hats collected by her raging at night and taking the bad people away. So you see Gaddafi and Obama, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and so on, and even Trump. I think yes, Trump too. This was the trophy wall of the She-Devil, and I'm showing this because let me see if I can do this correct. Okay, thank you. With this She-Devil presentation, we went to Washington D.C., and it's where I had a huge success also, so that it came so far that the Dutch Museum of Zwolle bought the artwork, and it's now in Zwolle. So I'm very sorry to say, but I can't find and see them no matter what I do from the computer. So I'm going to another work, and it is about Aruba. I'm always complaining about Aruba. I'm complaining about everybody around me, and I'll say to the people of Aruba, stand up for your own rights. So Arubans are always like they won't say anything about to do, with that. They just want to be quiet people and stay home and don't go on the street and protest. So I take this common cock, and I put broken tiles mountain, and I write in neon. I worked many times with neon, as you saw at the butterflies also. I work with Neon, and I just write here to stand up Lantapar. One. No, I can come to the fake. This one of the last ones I made 2 years ago, and it's also critical about Aruba. I you know that they make a green corridor, and it's going from the airport to the hotels, and then they use this green carpets to make the ground green, and it's horrible. I'm sorry, Aruba, but people are making you horrible. It's in green in carpet, and I in the white box you saw today that I just wrote on the wall, "I love fake." So that's what I'm saying about Aruba. Aruba love fake ground, and that kind of they're using around the roads here on Aruba, and it's shamefully to say so, but it is like that, and you can change reality whatever you do. So I'm going to the next one, and I'm going back and forth. And I made performances all my life, and one of them was that I'm sorry, the boy in the back didn't teach me well. Um, this one is in Serinoca, and Serinoca is our national amphitheater, and it's situated in Santa Cruz, where I come from. For many years, I thought I have to make a show there, and then we had this theater workshop by Olga von Bockhoven. I said to Olga, I want to go to Serinoca, and I want to fill up the stage, the whole on down where in the lowest part of the amphitheater. I want to fill it with water and let the theater show in there in the lights. It was a wonderful thing, and we had so many people. It was a great, great, great success. And you see here, I couldn't stand out not to make a little thing in when it was beginning of myself. So that part, I don't have much to let's see about it, but it's very nice to always work through the workshops to something new and do here the impossible with funding, impossible with everything else, and just try to ask all the people around you to help and come to a larger show. In Mykonos, when I came in Mykonos, I had to teach everybody around me how to make an artwork in 2 days. So I've been working from the Biennial of Havana until the rest of my experience through the years, that it doesn't matter where you are, you come in and you try to make a solution, and try to make artwork no matter the situation. And when they throw us in Soroa in the hills in Cuba with only chicken to eat every day, you're in luxury here. You're eating better than I eat at home every day at the ateliers. So I have to throw you in Havana in the hills of Soroa where they don't have food to serve you in the morning. So I learned my lesson. And from then on, I'm not afraid to go anywhere and show my work and put things up that I didn't plan before. So when I come in Havana, Ryan Odober, my big friend, maybe they're watching in Amsterdam, said to me, "Do you have a plan B?" I say, "No, there is no plan B. Where I'm going to get the plan B? We are in Havana and there's no materials around." So I just made the words of the things I found. So I arrive in the gardens of Yoma in Mykonos, and I collect wood, I collect stones, and I let Samuel Sarmiento help me at the time to paint all these stones, wood, red, to come to make it look like lava and make it like the earth is opening and Hercules is coming back to save us. So that was my last work from last year. And as I'm down without knowing what is coming next, this was not supposed to be here. Thanks so much. But I'll go to the next one then. Let me see. Oh yeah, this was the first one I wanted to show. I made this around around to 2000 and let me see if I get the right one back. Yes, okay. This one I hanged where the banner is hanging now, and I made this one especially for one of the shows here. And it says Bombini. Again, I'm criticizing Aruba and their new and horrible way of treating immigration in Aruba. For years now, our border, for example, with Venezuela is closed. So if you're standing next to the road, you won't pick it. You won't up. And normally in Aruba, everybody will pick up everybody up and give them a lift to town, whatever. And now nobody is Bombini anymore. Anybody will be checked hundreds of times before you can get into our island. And this was an open island to anybody. So I wrote outside the first moment I got Bombini in death threats. Death threats is rats that you throw to the sea. Somebody of you love died. You throw a rat into the sea, so that's why you see the sea in the back, and the rats are the other letters of the word. And that's how I wanted to start the show. But okay, let me continue and stop complaining. This one is coming from one show Alidia, the wife of Ryan, organized in the cultural center, and I took again to criticize that everybody who is elected as a minister or the minister president of Aruba. We see the one down here is the minister president of Aruba at that time, and then they hated me. They hated that I had made this work, and I was mimicking the minister on the stage, and then formally they will go into all the villages and then they will talk like this to the great crowd, and then they will promise cultura, 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 and there's no cultura nor art. So I'm coming up at the time, and I was scream up in the public, cultura, cultura, and art that will never come. So I had to make my own ateliers 89 and trying to do something with it. Because from the government, you can't expect anything. Okay, this is going from worse to bad because now I lost my arrow. Thank you, arrow, for coming back to me. That was a great week, and we are having many, many of these moments that magic is happening, no matter what. And then I'm showing this because I love Maracaibo. Maracaibo is where my great-grandparents were born. And I went to the Maxule, Maracaibo after 14 years. I made there my first show. And then I go back to the Maxule. Is completely destroyed. Everything that I knew that was white in the museum is now gray. So everything that you see gray on the picture was formerly white. And then because of the new regimes in Venezuela, all the art is gone and the places are terrible and in decay. And I made this mural with photography of the people that Aruba is deporting. Aruba never knew deportation. And then, as I said, with the new immigration, they're deporting all these poor people who are trying to make a better living here in Aruba. And I made the pictures and I put them in transparency so I can put them on the mural. A mural who Trump was at that moment building in Mexico City. A mural they are building everywhere around the world and showing this deported people to where they came from. As I say to the people of Maracaibo, and again, I did it wrong. I better stop talking like this way to concentrate and do this one thing good. But I can't do that. It's my style. So when I show you the hats of the she devil, This is the She-Devil stiletto that the Zwolle Museum bought for their collection. And it's this one that they have in their collection in Zwolle in Holland. And this is the stiletto of the She-Devil, having instead of one shoe, she has like a connected shoe to put her leg in. And let's see. Okay, I go back to Maracaibo. In Maracaibo, I was shocked, as I said, to come back after all those years. Having to see the city in decay, a city I learned to love, especially the last time I went. I learned to love the Wajiro people. I learned to love the beauty of the colors of Maracaibo, even the heat, worse than the heat here on Aruba at this moment, and completely in decay, as I said, with lots of plastic in the lake of Maracaibo, and everybody is using these plastic bags, their waste away, and it's not picked up. So I make here the Virgin of Maracaibo. I bought this the statue of the Virgin, La Chinquiquira, beautiful name, the Virgin of Chinquiquira of Maracaibo, and it's everywhere in Maracaibo. Huge statues outside the airport to honor her, and here I put her on a hill of on waste, and I call this the Virgin of Chinquiquira doesn't want to appear anymore. So she's not coming back to show us herself to us because she wouldn't recognize Maracaibo, how Maracaibo is now. So let's see again which one I will get. Don't be so quiet. You can ask in between. I was there already, so I'm coming to here. When I went into San Nicolas, I squatted a place in San Nicolas, and I remember my days of squatting in Holland. So I went to this place, and I just hit the door, and the door felt open. So I was very happy. I had a gallery in San Nicolas for 6 years. And then Igualdad was one of my complaints against the discrimination against homosexuality here in Aruba. And then I made Igualdad with Aruba dripping in blood between the gods, and I called it God's Room. All around it, I had roses, black roses. And under the roses, I had duck squeeches. And when you walk over the roses, they will squeak, 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 squeak. So one morning I come in, and the show was already open. And I found 3 children swimming in my roses. And I was very, very happy because that is magic. And then they made San Nicolas new, and they took my building away. So I don't have San Nicolas, Atelier San Nicolas anymore. At that time, I also this work. Okay, sorry again. Always on the wrong button. I made this one in San Nicolas again, as Aruba is called herself for. And then I called it One Happy Fake. And this was a beautiful, island thing, to call your own island One Happy Fake. And this was the first one I made of One Happy Fake Island. So instead of One Happy Island, One Happy Fake Island. When I was working with the problems of drugs, also I made this large work, and I called it My Angels. And in the serving dish, in the image of the letters, in the mirror of the plates, I put cocaine, and I wrote My Devils. So my artwork is like that. It's my devil, it's my angel, it's my devil, it's my angel, it's you, it's Romy, Chris Len, it's everybody and me. So thank you so much for watching me. And we'll have a short break and we'll be right back from Aruba. So I'm too. There's nobody standing in the back saying, questions! I didn't say applause, I said questions. So have anybody questions?
Your she devil stilettos, what are they made of?
I use many
It looks like
materials.
glass.
The hats,
No, the shoes.
the shoes were from glass, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I went to work in a place in Holland. I think it's Tataro Studios, probably. And then I paid a lot of money, and then I was there in residence. And they learned me how to work the glass, and then how to burn and everything. So after that, I had these 3 beautiful slippers of the she devil, because the she devil has also 3 feet instead of 1. Or, I mean 2. Some people has 1. But at that moment, I portrayed the she devil in different ways, and she always has top luxury, and she can have top luxury. So if you think what you think is luxury, she will have the top. So that's why I choose always to do, for example, her fork was a Christoffel fork of real silver, and the most beautiful fork, and so on. I was making it. I was also thinking of bringing a fashion line out of it, and that was the most interesting thing. And when I showed it in Colombia last on a Zoom with Colombia, Plataforma Carnival, and I said to the presenter that I still want to Colombia and produce my own line of she devil, and nobody can copy it because I have it everything already fixed. So for it not to be copied, but you can be copied as easily and bring a fashion line for women. I know you would like to be the she devil yourself. So. Any more questions, please? Yeah.
Yeah, concerning the work that you made before with the Lantapara and the work with the I Love Fake and One Happy Fake, did you ever got like controversial remarks from the public or the government of Aruba?
Of course, I told you, they never asked me for any party after they saw me doing the performance in Alidia's show, doing the prime minister and having this little hair. I'll come up with a little hair later for you. This little hair. Oh, you can look at my beautiful hair too. I forgot that I have beautiful hair too. So they all have this problem with their hairs. The ministers and the prime minister, after 4 years, they have problems with their hairs. So I'm on the stage and they bought this little hair and they put the plastic on it. So I had a thing here, and they hated me forever. So they will never forgive.
But yet you're still busy continuing to make a statement, and
I love that my art is a statement, yes, and I love to make it controversy of it, and that at the interview in Colombia last with Plataforma Carnival, they asked me to how important is material, and I think material is important as you consider it important, and each artist has to consider what they think is important or not. I'm a user of materials. I can put a video in, I can put a photograph in, and I can use wood, I can use anything. But I'm not going to take the wood on a romantic to talk to the wood and then go on. I will say to wood, work for me, and we go do wood. So that's how I work.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks so much. Anyone else? Yes?
Hey Elvis,
Hi.
What's up?
Good.
I just wanted to establish a conversation with you. I had a question in regards to the piece that you did, the performance piece.
Yeah.
So you said the amphitheater was flooded or filled with water.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know more context as to what exactly you were performing that night, or was it just you performing?
No,
or-
we performed a piece of Medea, and Adriano was the king. Of course, he was one of the kings. Adriano is always the king. And then we made 4 islands in the water, with, and then on those islands they will come up and perform on each island, and they could go from one island to the other. The prince was Beach Lama. And of course, Beach Lama is a character on himself. To calm him down, to play the prince and let him be killed by Medea was a huge thing. So they had a fight before it started. Oh, was not supposed to talk about that, sorry. But then it was all those tension that created such a beautiful artwork. And then we had the lightning was done by Eric Jan company, and then Eric Jan lighted up the whole place so beautifully. And then I had this magic guy working with me, Ehmar Eros King, who did all the projections. And suddenly you will have the snakes coming up to kill the king in the back. And then the snakes were projected on the water, and they were swimming up to kill the king. So it was a very, very special moment. And so sometimes I thought also that I was making more productions than artworks, but those works went to be productions. When we made the fashion show in San Nicolas, in a cliff, in a old river, in the coral, that was made there way back before we started here to live on the island. I made the fashion show in that, and it was 3 meters deep. And then when we put up the catwalk, and the models came by, they started to cry because they didn't want to fall from it. The coral is sharp, and if you fall in coral, they will be completely cut it all around. So they were scared, and nobody wanted to go. So the whole show was done like if this was the walkway, they will walk all in the middle, not to fall down on the ends. So that was one of the greatest shows. And suddenly the shows also were coming to cost a lot of money. And then it all started to rebuild San Nicolas and to give San Nicolas a better swing, so that the people will go back to San Nicolas and be part of all what's happening in San Nicolas from the time to now.
Cool. I just have one more question in
Sure.
regards to that. When you were performing in the water, was it more like of a physical thing? Like,
It
did you,
is a
did you
physical
find it
thing.
challenging?
For example, nobody wanted to go in. The 3 muses had to go in because they were talking about the process of Medea and the certain parts of life of Medea that we were projecting. And they said, "Oh my God, there's a boa in the water. I saw a boa." I said, "You are the boa. Go in now." So that's how the show went into each other. And then it was, on the end, it was a wonderful thing. And then, of course, it was very difficult to put water in a basin that was never meant to be there, because the water was filtrating all the time. And I had many trucks coming in to fill it every day, for it to just go over the platforms that were the islands in the water. So it was very, very special. Thank you. Hola.
I wanted to ask you, you're talking about San Nicolas, so I wanted to ask if you can talk a little bit more about that gallery space that you had there, but also how, if you want to share, how you see also the connection between the different phases of your practice.
When I was a child, my mother had too many children, and she pushed me up with my aunt. No, it's not true. My aunt, I love my Holy Communion aunt, or my christening aunt, and I always loved her because she was tall, skin like me, and don't watch skin like me, beautiful like me, and we were always in love with each other. She was not my mom, but I called her my own mom. And she took me to live with her in San Nicolas as she lived alone. So I was there playing on the square when I was a child. And then I go back to San Nicolas, and without realizing that why I like that space so much. And when I was a child, I was playing there around all the space that the Atelier San Nicolas was at the Uncle Louis store. And my mother, as I was having these beautiful long arms, of course the shirts won't come here, nothing will come here. So she had to take me to buy materials. And then this old man was selling in the Uncle Louis store. Uncle Louis was selling me the materials I was choosing. And for me, that was magic, because for the first time, I was allowed to choose to make my own clothes, because I was not having anything to fit me. So all my pants were up my ankles and here. So I learned to do like this. So when you do like this, nobody will notice that it's not coming up like this. So and when I come to Uncle Louis store, I didn't have a clue the San Nicolas Art Fair was coming. I wanted to put a show in San Nicolas and to show the real artwork in San Nicolas instead of all the works that we didn't consider as artsy. It had to be in an art fair. So the art fair has a bad name also, because it's just a show and not a real art fair like it has to be. And then I wanted to show the people like Romy, Samuel, who were working with me at the time, Velvet, who always make beautiful work, Irving, Danilo sitting in the back there. And I called them and I told them, I have the space in San Nicolas and I'm whitening it up. And you just have to come and change it and make it look contemporary as possible and put the best show as we can. And that's how, when the people were walking in the late art fairs, we weren't there anymore. They were saying a beautiful thing. They were saying, where is the real art? So, and that's what meaning, where is the ateliers? And that was wonderful. Any more? From my closest friends sitting in the back? No? Hi? Nada. Zero. All right? Yes? Well, thank you so much for listening to my wonderful, wonderful crap. So thank you so much. Hi, Annalie. Hi, Holly. I did it.